What's happening, my people? I hope you're well, man. It's just a paper boy. And today, I want to talk to the people who feel like nothing's actually happening. You're not failing, but you're not winning. It's just pure quiet. Because this phase right here, this is the one that nobody warned you about again. After the setback, after the breakdown, after the moment that actually changes everything, things don't explode into success. They go silent. And that silence is horrible. It messes with your head. And this is the part nobody prepares you for. When everything stops making noise, you start hearing your own thoughts clearly. And some of those thoughts, they're actually really heavy. You replay decisions, you question timing, you wonder if you waited too long or if you moved too early. Silence doesn't distract you. It actually exposes you. And exposure is where growth actually begins. You start asking yourself questions like, am I doing the right thing? Did I miss my moment? Has that train gone? Has that boat sailed? Why does it feel like everyone is moving and I'm standing still? But let me tell you something, and let me tell you something straight. The quiet phase is not a sign you're behind. It's a sign that you're actually being rebuilt. Most people think that growth is loud, big wins, big moves, big validation. But real growth, that real alignment, that happens when nobody's clapping. This is the phase where there's no applause, no messages, no comments telling you that you're doing great. Just you and your thoughts. And that, let's have it right, that can be uncomfortable. Especially if you're someone who carries responsibility. If you're a provider, if you're a parent, if you're someone who takes pride in showing up every day. Because when people depend on you, standing still, it just doesn't feel natural. It feels dangerous. In your mind, progress equals safety. And when progress slows, fear gets loud. But slowing down doesn't mean you're failing. All it means is that you're being forced to build properly. Hear the truth most people never realize. Nothing happening on the outside does not mean nothing is happening on the inside. This phase is where discipline replaces motivation, where intention replaces emotion, where those habits are built without hype. And that's why most people quit here. They mistake this silence for failure. Big mistake. They think if results aren't immediate, it must not be working. So what do? What do most people do? What do most of us do? They go backwards. Back to comfort. Back to distractions, deadly distractions. Back to the old version of themselves. Not because it was better, but because it was familiar. The quiet phase, it shows up in small ways. Those early mornings, those late nights, doing the work with no reaction, posting when nobody engages, training when nobody's watching, choosing discipline when motivation doesn't show up. None of it feels heroic, but all of it compounds. And I spoke on that about compounding. It's very powerful. So if you're watching this, chances are you're in that in-between space. You've left who you were, but you haven't fully stepped into who you're becoming. That space feels empty. It feels slow, but it's not empty. It's alignment. This is where you learn how to move without applause, how to stay consistent without reassurance, how to show up when nobody's watching, And one day, the noise comes back. Momentum, opportunities, clarity, but you're no longer the same person. You're steadier, calmer, and more intentional. If you're waiting for a sign, then the likelihood, this is it. The discomfort you feel right now, that isn't confusion. I'll tell you what that is. That's that transition. You're not lost. You're between versions. And the people who respect this phase are the ones who don't have to restart later. So if today feels still, if that progress feels invisible, then I'm telling you, man, that is a good thing. Don't move backwards. You're closer than you think. Guys, if this touched you, if you felt it, if you resonated, get in the comments, man. Let me know where you're at in this phase. It's just a paper boy.